All right, guys, welcome to the Spin June 12th. J-Hop is, I think he's still in a salt mine somewhere, and he'll be here in a minute. But didn't want to leave you guys hanging, so we are going to start off the show. Tyler Watkins from Heat 1, welcome. And John Young, JY Barbell.
Yes, sir.
In the house. Good show for you guys tonight. Hopefully Hopper does join us. John Young has updated the Games Mountain. Mm-hmm. So it will be the final Games Mountain for the 2024 CrossFit Games. Some changes there. He had me working on the graphics all day long.
Was it really that hard to make it that different?
I'm excited to see it because
it's not that different in my opinion.
Yeah, you got a little funky there. So, I got it.
When I explain it, you will understand why I could not have it like how it was. Does that make you? Right. When I explain it, you'll get it. I mean, you probably already get it, but yeah.
And then after that, mid-season awards. So the best of performance, biggest surprise, a few things like that. So, and then we'll end it and wrap it up with a blind rankings presented by Manta Sleep. All right. While we wait for Mr. Hopper, we are going to jump down one and go to viewer comments. So this one is a little long. So bear with us.
Don't waste your time with this. Are we really reading this one?
Oh yeah, we're reading this one.
Oh yeah.
At Vanilla Ghetto. I'm giving you boys a like. So we're off to a good start. Because you're the only ones that called out the complete PC BS of the amorphous smoke and mirrors strength of field excuse of adding to the already overslanted games spots allocation to the 4 regions that will be very overrepresented at the games: Asia, South America, Oceania, and Africa. Then I almost took back my like because of your trifecta of obtuseness regarding Rogue's stars of the past big name algorithm. Dudes, hello. They want the crowd favorites, not the and barely known upstarts at their elite all paid sponsorship event. It was hilarious, wasting my time listening to the 3 males use the correct word women, not females, twist their little heads, all confused, seriously debating the merit of the CrossFit rating system to the Rogue Equipment Sales Event Sponsorship Qualifier. I mean, the Rogue Invitational. So with that, I'm going to switch over.
Thank God.
To Mr. Hopper.
So how do you feel about that comment?
Jayson? What's up, boys? What?
He doesn't know what happened.
Honestly, I didn't hear a word you said.
It's good. You're better off for it.
Yeah, I wasn't listening either. I was just
the viewer comments, they get a little wild out there. So, did you survive the salt mines?
I did. It was a good time. I was looking everything. I was looking everything down there.
How deep was it down there?
700 feet. 700 feet.
That's what I thought.
So if you guys don't know, you went out to, was it Redmond Salt? And
in Utah, Salt Lake.
He's altitude training.
It's double if you go underground.
I jumped on a trampoline out there, and my heart rate got to like 190. Like 5 minutes of jumping, I'm like out there just checking my pulse. I'm like, what's happening?
What were you doing? Just checking out, working with one of the sponsors? Or?
Yeah, they brought us out there and just, they showed us the mine, showed us HQ, and just blessed us. We went to a Luke Combs concert and put us up in a nice Airbnb in the mountains. So super fun time. We went, we got dinner with Downs family when we got there. So they just showed us around, and it was a good time.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining this evening.
What we talking about?
John, your resurgence back to elite level competition.
Mountain update, bro. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna stay here for that.
This is the final mountain. This is the final mountain for 2024.
Me and John had like an hour. It was over text. long text thread about that.
Oh, I can't imagine that.
It was a heart-to-heart. Tears were shed on both sides.
We'll see where this one goes.
I think you moved up a little bit. Is that right, John?
I know. I'm not sure. We'll get there when we get there.
No, I wanted to have you on. I mean, you've been, lots been talked about last year, and now it seems like this year doing, Taylor versus the world. We've seen a lot more of you. It seems like you're enjoying competing again. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot less stressful, a lot less pressure, and just a lot less volume. I feel like last year the goal was obviously to podium at the games, and that's all I focused on with everything in my life. I packed up my bags, moved to Vermont, basically sold my soul to the sport, and and it gave me the return that I wanted. And I think it was because I gave probably too much time and attention and stress and effort to this one thing, and I got burnt out. And that was all good until after semifinals. I feel like I peaked at semifinals last year, and a few weeks after that, I hit a wall and started having all these injuries, and couldn't train, had to scale all these things, and the reason was because I was just lost. I was burnt out, and I feel like this year I took a different approach, and I wanted to enjoy it a little bit more. And so I'm not willing to sacrifice everything in my life for this one goal in CrossFit. And if that doesn't get me to where, I want to go, then I'm okay with that, because I have a life, and I'm okay with not standing on top of the podium because I have other desires in my life. That doesn't mean I don't want to do that. And that doesn't mean I don't want to strive after that goal. And, that doesn't also mean I'm going to be pissed if it doesn't happen, because I'm super passionate. I'm super competitive. And, I want that literally more than anybody else in the sport. I can promise you that. But also I have other priorities, and I've learned my lesson that I have to give attention to those other priorities in order to function well as a human being. There's balance, and I've realized that the more balance I have, the more fun I have, the more relaxed I am, the less serious I take myself, the better I'm going to be on the competition floor. And so,
well, in your defense, when we saw Brent go all in, he did his first all in documentary. He did terrible right after that. And then Ariel,
he did a documentary.
Oh yeah, bro. No, he went. He like.
It was all in. Was the name of it.
Walked with him the whole year. He released an hour of a documentary every month.
When was this?
2017 or 18.
The year after he got second, I want to say. He got second, and then he was like, "This is maybe 2 years after, maybe 2019." Because it was his worst. Really good, it was his worst year he ever did, in the games, the last 3 years. Yeah, no, they're really fun. Yeah, you just type in Brent Fikowski all in, it'll pop up on YouTube, and yeah, he did the worst he ever did. And he says, I think it's just taking it serious, super serious every single day. Your life breathes. This is all you think about. You go to sleep thinking about it. You wake up thinking about it. It's not healthy.
I think there's a cap, because look at Ariel. She says she's still momming full time. She can only train a certain amount of hours a day, and she's killing it. I think there's a max capacity to how much you can be an athlete, especially in our sport. Other sports aren't as detrimental to your.
Well, they got an off season.
Yeah,
I know we kind of do too, but you could train during that off season.
Is there really an off season though? That's where you make your gains. That's where you're really trying to advance.
Right.
I feel like so.
Yeah, it's just super demanding, and you could get into that pitfall. You can't sustain it over time. You have to have rest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you saw Josh Woolley, Emma Lawson's coach. They just put out a video on Mammoth, and
dude, it is insane. Is there one healthy young female mentally?
Asking me.
Just all around the world. None of them were healthy.
No, like, isn't it insane, dude?
Yeah. I didn't get all the way.
She was the one that had it all together. Freaking, I feel like something had to happen with her and Jack because they're both just having a hard time right now.
Well, someone give me an update what it was.
Yeah, give me an update too, John, because I didn't get all the way through it.
Okay, I didn't watch the whole video,
so none of us know what we're talking about.
No. Hey, go ahead, Smith. Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, Josh kind of did a 18-minute recap video.
Emma's coach.
Yeah, Emma, Jack, and then Yolo Folo's coach. Recap of all semifinals, and in that he brings up Emma Lawson, and essentially he kind of dances around it, but says that she had a pretty tough year coming into the season, and for less words than not,
like mentally burned out.
Yeah, like he wasn't sure.
Yeah,
he wasn't sure if she was actually going to compete this year, and
really,
and then they I don't know, got the help or did whatever they needed to kind of support her through that, and got her at least to a point where she's competing. But I feel like of all of the young women competing, Emma was kind of our thought of like, oh, she's got this all together. Like she's going to prom. Guys, she's gotten all this stuff going.
I think we're 5 for 5 and under 20 years old women having mental problems. Think about it. Who is there? I think Olivia, but she's not at the games.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Jason on it.
No, I think Jason called it though. Like if you are all in on this, like it can eat at you for sure. And
I know what it was, dude. He was missing those sweet potato pies in South Carolina. He couldn't get none in Vermont.
It's sweet potato cake, man.
Whatever. On, it's a friggin' pie, dude.
Dude, them things are banging, bro.
So yeah, going,
did Grace Ann move to Vermont with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, she like it.
She had to think about it.
That would have been so bad, dude. No, she had a tough time.
Was it harder on her than it was for you? Because I know my best friend lived the like 4th string NFL life where you had to move, like, he was on 5 different practice squads. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, where like you don't know where you're gonna be, and then you got to move, and you just live in different places.
Yeah,
and I know his wife had a.
He was just dragging her around.
Oh yeah, and I know his wife had, you can't make friends, right? Like because you're gonna leave again. And it's hard on, a lot of people don't see the other side, like the spouse side.
Yeah, no, she had a tough time, and I think she probably had a tougher time because we were in Vermont for me. We weren't in Vermont for her, and so she was just there, really just supporting me. And she had no friends here or there, and so it was tough. In a sense, I drug her away from all her friends, her home, and it was all a huge sacrifice for my goal. And so it was super selfless for her to do that. And she put the team on her back, but it definitely, with all that sacrifice and demand, and all the things that we did sacrifice, it was definitely tough on her.
If you had said, let's say, had you had podiumed last year, would you still be in Vermont?
Dude, that's a big if, man. Like,
well, it sounds like your mind was made up.
No, I'm saying like, as obviously they were.
What does that mean, John?
That's such a jump. Hey, if I made the games this year, that's basically the same jump.
No, I mean, like you hit your goal, right? But everything outside of that is just falling apart. I mean,
no, I don't think I would have stayed. The reason being was if it worked in Vermont, I knew I could replicate it here. Everything that went on in Vermont, the training, the volume, the intensity, the all-in mentality, I could easily replicate that here. I just wanted to see it. I wanted to
it was a learning experience.
I just wanted to be in that environment. And so it's definitely, I could definitely have brought it home.
So what does your training look like now? And how much are you working with HWPO? How much are you working with JR?
How much trampoline jumping are you throwing in there now?
Five minutes a day jumping on trampoline. I was super. I would say I've been pretty hesitant with volume since last year. Like I think that's the thing I've been probably the most cautious about is overtraining. And so, all from Rogue all the way up until a few weeks ago at games training or semifinals, there has been like a specific dose of volume that I would allow. And if we went over that, or if I started feeling bad or anything, I would just be like, no, I don't want to do more. A couple years ago, every year up until now, if it was written, I would do it. Like no doubt about it. No matter how I felt, no matter what it was, I would not skip anything. And then since last year, I've been a little bit more free to be like, okay, I'm good, and so since Rogue, the plan has been to ramp up the intensity as much as possible and lower the volume, because last year it was all volume, but I couldn't sustain the intensity. So I got to the games and, I was, burnout. I'm dead. I can't keep up because I haven't trained intensity. I just, have all this.
We lost you.
You're out. Nope.
Your ear pods.
You're back.
They probably died. Can you hear me now?
Oh,
yep.
Yeah, we can hear you
now. And so I got to, so the whole thing was ramp up the intensity and manage the volume. And so that was the plan all the way up until semifinals, honestly. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to kind of increase and peak at the right time. That's kind of been the whole goal going into games training. And so not much running because I had a base. I knew I could become a top 10 runner within 2 months. And so I was confident enough to not be running. I knew I could be a top 10 strength in the top 10 in any sort of strength at the games. And so that's also a base I had. So I'm willing to put that aside for a little bit. The only thing that wasn't super confident about is like pulling and skills. And so that's literally the only thing that I've been doing. And I, run once a week and touch a barbell maybe 2, maybe 3 times a week. And I feel like I've done that. Did that all the way up until semifinals. And now I am ready to, start implementing that run volume, start touching that barbell a lot more like I was last year. At the same time, continuing to touch those skills and, the pulling and all the things that, trip me up naturally. And so, yeah, I feel like now is the time to really, take a step in. And that's going to also come as, we get closer to the games. Is like, I'm not going all in next week. It's going to obviously increase as we get into this deeper and deeper. And so, yeah, I'm excited. But I have a lot more say in how things are going. I'm sort of like I don't know. I kind of have a lot more say. So like if I feel like my body can't handle something, I'm not afraid to say it. And yeah, I'm a lot quicker to say no to things as well. And so yeah. Hopefully it all works.
How many pullovers have you done in the last 10 months?
A lot, but
can I ask why that was hard?
I'm unathletic.
You're athletic.
I'm unathletic, man.
Yeah, you played for Clemson, but you're unathletic.
I truly don't understand that, because I feel like if you're athletic, you could just kind of figure it out. Like you are one of the fittest guys in the world, And I had never done a pullover, and I just jumped and did it the first try. And I saw you not be able to do it. I'm like, there's something. Why can he not do this? Like, I don't get it.
Hold on. Hold on. John's basically saying he's as fit as you.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Quit putting words in my mouth. That's how the Luckett thing started. People put words in my mouth.
Honestly, yeah, but you have a point. Like, honestly, I was like super confused as to why that was happening. It's not only that; it's like other things. Like, why does it take me longer to learn these skills that for the athlete it should come naturally? And the only like conclusion I can tell you is that I'm an athlete, a super athlete in the sport, because only in running, jumping, and throwing, because that's all I've done. And so that's all I've done for my entire life. That doesn't mean I could just jump on a rig and you just do whatever you want me to do, or do a backflip, And so,
I mean, like you're saying, like, yeah, you were a field sport athlete. You never pull ever.
I suppose if you look at Justin Medeiros, because I wouldn't consider Justin Medeiros like super athletic, but
no,
I think he could figure out any gymnastic really quick.
Yeah, but wrestling is like it's partially gymnastics.
Yeah, moving your body.
I was dumbfounded just as much as y'all. So, and also very, very, that's not the only movement. There's a lot of things I'm like, why is it taking me so much time to learn or to master something? And so when people just learn it in an instant, and I'm like, hey, we should let's
I think though, running and lifting come real easy to you. I think you got a good luck of the draw and genetics as far as that stuff. You can improve very quickly, where a lot of people can't improve one of those very quickly. That's the exact
opposite.
That's a potent combo. Like Jeff Adler, I would argue is similar.
Yeah, it takes a tough time for him as well to learn a new skill, and so I don't know, man. Just kind of where the cards fell, but I'm trying.
From Kenneth Lapp, how did you and Dallin become such close friends?
He came up to Vermont to train in 2021 before the games. We hated each other before then.
Really?
Why?
I don't know. When I made the games my first year, I wanted to be the only like young guy there, and so I had known about Dallin and his like upcoming, and so I wanted to be like the rookie there that was gonna like put on a show. And so when I went to West Coast Classic to watch him, he didn't make it, and for some reason I was just ecstatic about it. And for some reason, I've been praying on his downfall ever since.
You didn't walk over and said, "You'll get it next year, man." That's West Coast.
No, but we ever since then we've been in like group chats, and then we saw each other for a brief moment and chatted a little bit at Wadapalooza that year, and that's when he came up to Vermont for a week, and we just hit it off. Then I was like, oh well. Maybe I do want you to succeed. just behind me.
Right.
With the games going to Fort Worth.
Could you imagine if the games went to Vermont and then that was Hopper's like greatest games, and like such a redemption arc about that?
That would be wild.
Right, go ahead. Fort Worth.
Is there anything different that you're expecting, or like the rumors of what might be different in there? I mean, it's obviously going to be mostly indoors. Like, does that change your training at all?
I don't know what rumors you're hearing.
I don't know. Do you have any rumors?
I mean, I know there's a group chat and you're probably in it with one of the dudes that have been programming for me, so that's all
I don't know anything about. We don't know anything about that chat.
I know more about the Masters than individual.
That thing leaks like a sieve, though.
JR, all I got was a text from JR saying he was going to do a study on everything and program accordingly.
So He's probably reverse engineered the programming by now.
Yeah,
dude, he's probably doing like a Google Street view of the Coliseum, going around the Coliseum, knowing where we're going to be running and whatnot.
Well, I've already searched out the pools, and I think I found the pool that you guys will be at. So, yeah.
You think we're actually swimming?
I think so. Yeah.
At this place?
No, at the pool that Brian's talking about. Like it's like a mile away from the venue.
Yeah, you could technically actually run there from Dickies.
I asked Castro that, and the way his face kind of smiled, it just makes me think for like, yeah. I'm completely trying to read Dave Castro, which could be a huge mistake, but it made it feel like there was going to be a.
Well, last year was the only year of no swimming since 2011. So
really, I didn't think about that. So it's going to be another situation where you got to be super important to go to that. Like it was.
Tyler, we won't get to watch it.
No, there's no chance.
How was that conversation with Dave, John?
It was fine. He didn't know who I was. So. Sevon goes, and I hate it when Sevon does this. Dave goes, "Who is this guy on the screen here?" And Sevon goes, "You don't know who John Young is?" like I'm somebody. And then Dave goes, "No, I've never heard of him, like ever." And he did that. He did that in my very first interview show
with Haley.
With Haley Adams. I had never spoke to any of y'all. Okay, I'm nervous. I don't know anything, right? And then and then 5 minutes before I go on, Sevon's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we're gonna interview Haley Adams," and I'm like, "Cool, right?" And then
great.
And then he goes, "Haley, this is John. Do you know John Young?" Like, and this
I actually watched it.
Oh, the Haley Adams one?
No, you and Dave.
Dave?
No, he's fine though.
You look pretty giddy.
Everything that I'm about, he does not care for. So like,
dude, he told you to quit talking.
I know.
What'd you think about JR during that?
I know. I'm like, all right, well.
Not surprised about JR.
Yeah. Like he was quiet. I was like, is JR ever going to talk ever again? He talked like in the beginning and never said anything ever after.
Dude, yesterday we were in the gym and he gave me a workout. Did the workout in the morning, and I texted him how it went. Fast forward like 5 hours. It's in the afternoon. We're in the small room of the gym, 1.0, right? I'm sitting on a bench. He's working out. During his rest, he texts me back. We're 5 feet away from each other. We haven't said a word to each other all day long. I'm like, JR, this right here is a problem, dude.
That's a problem he wants to have, man.
I guess, man. I guess. I know he's listening to this too.
Oh yeah, he'll be in the chat at some point.
He can
after you leave, he'll come in the chat.
Yeah. Well,
I do think it's good that Dave is like that though, where he doesn't care who's going to place where. He doesn't care who's good. He doesn't care who's bad.
Yeah.
Not
I think the guy who's programming the games should be like that and shouldn't know the athletes because he doesn't know y'all very well at all, except the best ones in Brooke.
Right.
No offense to Brooke, that sounded bad, but y'all know what I'm saying. Somebody's got to clip that and take it away. Brooke Wells is gonna hate me now.
That's all right. She don't know who you are either.
Me and Brooke Wells went to the same college. Did you know that? Like at the same time.
Did you guys talk? You have class?
I didn't do CrossFit back then. I didn't know what CrossFit was.
Man. You're funny, bro.
Well, man, congrats to making it back to the games, and good luck in Fort Worth. I think we'll all see you there. So,
yes, sir.
Let's talk about this mountain now.
Oh, he's going to stay on for the mountain.
You want to see the mountain?
I mean, if If Ryan's down.
Oh shit! Here we go.
I don't mind.
All right, here we go. We're gonna skip ahead.
All right, we're gonna go layer by layer, right? Layer by layer.
The mountain is here, and how familiar are you with this mountain there, Jason?
Very.
Well, before we get to the mountain, we always start at base camp. So, John, give a refresher of what is base camp.
All right, so base camp, you're not on the mountain. You are not one of the best people at the games, but you can make some noise. So base camp is top 20 material, or you are a home run hitter known to hit home runs, and you're somebody that will tell the story of the 2024 CrossFit Games.
All right, here is the first 4 athletes at base camp: Rosema, Domit, Brooke Wells, and BKG.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta. What's funny is this is kind of a breakfast club of people right here. Because BKG, you got the veteran that you can't not talk about. He could be top 15 any single year. Brooke Wells is on the comeback trail, showing resilience like she does, and her ice barrel of a following. Abigail Domit is a up and comer, and I think she's going to be somebody to. I don't think she will be unknown after this games. I think Abigail Domit is going to be top 15 this year. And Jack Rosema, I mean, when we get to the superlatives, he's my most improved. He's a semifinals guy that never broke through, that made the games easy. So I don't really know what to expect of him, but he looked really, really good at semifinals.
So is this just that you don't think, like, you don't know on Domit? Because I think you're low on her right now.
No. I know. I think she'll be top 15 in the games, but the women that I have on the mountain, I don't think she's better than those women.
Okay.
Can I pause?
Yeah, go for it.
I realized that I'm not going to be doing much talking here, and I really don't have a reason here. So I'm gonna...
What?
He just wanted John to say he wants to know where he is, so he can yell at John.
Dude, we can come back to base camp. Let's climb that mountain.
No.
let's hike down the mountain.
Wait, show the next 4, and then we'll throw the first tier. There's the next 4. Okay. Victor and Guy, I both think can win events. Sam's top 15. Luck has been proving me wrong all freaking year, so I'm gonna ride that train until he stops. And then Maddie Sturt. Maddie Sturt's been a reckoning in Oceania. But on to the mountain. These are your best
All
people.
Right, here we go. The bottom of the mountain.
All right, and now this year is top 15 material. James Sprague was not on this list. And by the way, when I mean top 15, I mean top 10 to 15 in that range. Okay, not top 10, but should be underneath top 15. Any surprises? We have to talk about these people. I'm sorry, Hopper. Your tier's the next one.
Grace, Domit not being ahead of Grace, it seems wrong to me.
Gracie's better.
I like Sprague there.
And I think
because you know you're over Sprague.
Dude, me and Hatfield have I like Hatfield. I didn't know he could. I didn't know he could run.
Me either.
I didn't know he could run that good.
He's the grass fairy, bro. He grew up playing soccer.
I get that, but when you're 5'7",
dude, if I would have known that he played soccer, I would have just assumed that he could run. He could definitely run.
He came out with Adler. I mean, I think he was the second guy in from Adler on that first run, and I just melted. I thought this is the biggest mistake ever. I was like, "Stop it, Austin! Stop it right now!"
I mean, I thought the same thing, but then I realized that he played soccer after, and I was like, "Oh, that's not surprising."
No, he kept it. He kept it.
Anyway,
I know a lot of soccer players that aren't going to keep up with Jeff.
I went up to him after, and I said, "I didn't know you could run," and then the next event happened, and I went up to him and I said, "I didn't know you could front squat." And then he came up to me after the echo bike and box jump said, "I didn't know you could do an echo bike." And then after every single event, the person who obviously did the best would the person who did the worst would come up to the person who did the best and be like, "I didn't know you could fill the blank." So it was just a running joke. It was funny. I like him.
That's funny.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Karen Freyova, no improvement from last year.
It's not no improvement. She's where she needs to be. She'll be around 10th place.
Was she in the same spot on the mountain last year?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
She's where she needs to be. This is where she will finish. She don't finish about 10th to 11th place.
All right. The next row. There's Mr. Hopper.
All right, and this is top 10 material. This is people that I expect to be in a fight for the top 10.
John just says you're in top 10 because you got 7 one time.
No. Hey, this is who I expect to fight for the top 10 with what they have showed us this year. And the only reason Hopper went up a level, it for dang sure wasn't his semifinals performance. Can't even win an event. It was Taylor versus the world. An event you're supposed to win, not event 4. I don't care about event 4. That's a rowing event. Come on now. You can't touch a shackle and think that rep counts. Anyway. But no, it's Taylor versus the world. I think he shocked everyone.
Based on me missing the rope and touching the shackle, does it not tell you that I had the capacity to win? And is that not enough to put
That's
me up
enough.
Hey,
that's enough.
You got to come clutch, man. Down be higher if he would have beat Roman in that box jump workout, but he didn't.
But you're looking at what is when you need to be looking at what could have been. That's what a true analyst would be analyzing.
This is what I'm telling him all the time.
That's what Tyler does. Jason.
Yeah,
you should go ahead and see how Tyler usually does in these things.
Please refer to our most recent reel.
You need to be looking at the potential.
Okay, where would you say you should be then?
I think I should be right there.
What the freak are you talking about, bro? Somebody very impressive though that wasn't here that is here now is Yella Hosta. I think Yella Hosta is a mainstay. He's just been a monster, man. I thought he would struggle in this semifinal. I did not know the rope climb workout was going to be all big man box jump bike workout, but dude, he freaking murdered it. And I think he's gonna be top 10 material. He needs to get stronger. But he's somebody in the next few years I think is gonna be there for the long haul. All right.
What'd you think?
Hey John, I got a question for the best analyst in the space. How much do you think all this comes down to luck and programming?
I think after the next row, all of it.
Wait a minute.
So here's what I'm talking about. Here's what I'm talking about. Go ahead and do the next row. So okay, scratch that. All right, these 2 rows. All right. So look. I forgot which row is which. You can leave that row up there.
All
right. So these bottom 2 rows, I think a lot of it's programming. For instance, I think Lazar is capable of beating you. I think you're capable of beating Lazar. I think Jay's capable of beating both of y'all. I think Yella Hosta, probably not. He's probably on the bottom of that row, but 20 pounds stronger Yella is capable of doing that too. Same for Haley Adams and Emma Tall. I think they could beat each other. Then all of that depends on programming. I think James Spray could finish ahead of some of y'all with the right programming. And all that is that's a lot of luck, right?
So you don't think the same with the third row?
No, I think the third row has shown that they are going to be in the running for top 5 no matter what the programming is. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't be in the running. It's just every single year they're going to be in the running as of right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I would just have some pushback.
Well, obviously, you're on the road beneath. It wouldn't make sense if you didn't have pushback.
Let's just say. Who's on the third row?
And here's what I'm saying for the third row. The third row. This was my thinking process for that row. With a perfect games, a perfect run, I think they can podium.
Okay.
Any one of these people, I do not think you can podium with a perfect run. As of right now.
That's crazy, John.
Well, prove me wrong.
Let's just say
That's a long pause, man.
No, I'm just trying to think of a games that would.
That's right. You can't think of one. So let's move on to the next row.
We already talked about one.
If you like changed up the events.
What?
Oh, now I see.
All right. But here, you'll understand here. So Ariel Lowen, Patrick Vellner, this is the next row. These two should make the podium, but also
is there going to be a row and a half?
Also, might not make the podium. I kind of expect neither of them to make the podium, but they absolutely can. And they're absolutely capable. But I would not bet them.
I don't really care who's on the top of the mountain.
Saw that coming.
Time here is done.
Dude, thank you for stopping by.
Let me screenshot this and put it on my bulletin board.
Well, here, I'll post it on Instagram.
He really did screenshot it.
Hey, thank you for coming, Jason.
I can't wait until y'all are all wrong.
I can't wait for it either.
And then we're gonna circle back here.
We will circle back.
That's right.
And then you're gonna admit that I'm the best analyst.
I tell you what, if you podium, Jason, I'll admit that you're the best analyst in the whole entire sport.
All right, clip that spin.
Yep, you got it, man.
All right, see y'all. Appreciate y'all having me.
I'm going, Jason.
Later.
Yeah, so this is where your mountain started making me have to like work on the graphics here, John. I was like, what is going on here?
Okay, do you guys understand what this row so far here though with Vellner and Lowen?
No, what's recap Vellner and Lowen?
So, by the way, it felt like this was a mature Jason. Didn't it feel a little bit different?
He's mellowed way the hell out.
I know.
I think I wanted to say this while he was on. It's like a lot of people cannot go and touch the dragon like he touched it, get full burnout, and then come back and do well and be able to control themselves. That's really cool. That either shows that he like is really mentally strong as an athlete, or he has a great support system, or a combination of all of that. So,
dude, I'm rooting for him. I think if he got fourth place, it would be amazing.
He's talking shit though, and Jason's still watching.
I'll be in trouble if he doesn't. Because I will live up to it. I will say that for sure, and he deserves it. All right. So Lowen and Vellner, these two, on any given games, they can podium. I am going to say that they're not going to.
Are you saying they're more? I guess
they're definitely
they're higher.
Five.
They're going to be more high highs than the row below it, but also potentially low lows.
I almost don't. Maybe Vellner's hitting more high highs, but no, I would say they're just more consistent than the row below it. And like the row below it, all of those guys, they're very consistent. Gabby McGow is the definition of fifth place, right?
What John is trying to say is they're definitely taking fourth.
Basically, I'm penciling these people in to be fourth place. I think their consistency is like same consistency, but where these guys are fifth through seventh consistency, Vellner and Lowen are third and fourth consistency. Now, Vellner and Fikowski, they have home runs and they have events they do bad in. It doesn't apply for them as much, but the others that does apply to. But yeah, basically, I'm just penciling these guys to be fourth place.
Do you read into their Lowen's and Vellner's semifinals performances at all?
I don't. No. I thought this before semifinals. Like Justin, I think higher up Justin, but like Justin is more of a confirmation. We thought Justin would be back. We thought Justin would be in the running to win the games, or in like the top five, right? And Justin would be the highest guy on this row. I just put Vellner above him. I think Vellner's better.
My question was basically we saw Madero struggle last year at semifinals, and it carried over to the games.
Yeah, I don't put a lot of stock into it for Pat unless there's a max snatch, but we've snatched the whole entire time. And usually he's good at snatch. I don't know what happened with that is, but
how about this one from Clock? Lowen has one good games, and now she's a Pat Vellner.
No, Clock. Ariel Lowen is fourth place. I'm saying Ariel Lowen is her normal, and Patrick Vellner is going to be slightly worse than what he usually does. That's what I'm
not
saying.
Slightly worse, just not as high on the leaderboard.
Which would
I don't
be
think he's
slightly
worse.
worse. No.
Yeah.
Okay. I think there are 3 guys who are fitter than Patrick Vellner.
They've eclipsed him.
They've passed him. Yes,
Yeah.
that is a very well way to put that. You got to think. You have to think. If Roman probably should have won last year, Jeff won. Jeff's the fittest guy in the world, but Roman would have been right there if not winning, right? If he didn't break his foot. So Vellner would have been what, 3rd place, right? Vellner would have been 3rd place without Ricky in a CrossFit Games that would have suited Ricky really, really well. Ricky would have had like 3 to 4 ways, 3 or 4.
I knew that was coming.
3 or 4 like auto wins that we know Ricky would win from the past, right? That would put Vellner 4th. I think this will show itself.
4th. Got it.
The next row.
All right. What are you laughing for?
Just thinking about spin, screwing around in Canva, trying to get this right.
Yeah, just throwing lines everywhere. It was a nice pyramid formation on a mountain, and now it's like here's a row 2 for you.
This is why. Okay, this is why I had to do it like this. So these 3 women, I think, are all fighting for 3rd place. They're ahead of Vellner and Lowen because Vellner and Lowen. Let's just call that the 4th place row. Lawson, Gazan, and Raptis. I think all 3 of these women are fighting for that 3rd place. That 3rd place spot, putting this line above the Vellner-Lowen line.
Ooh, this is confusing.
I think all 3 of these women are fighting for 3rd place. How is that confusing?
Because there's another female that's going to get 1st, making Ariel not get 4th.
Or 5th.
Or 5th.
No, okay. No, okay. Listen, no, like 4th place is the highest she can do.
Okay.
There is no world where she gets 3rd place again. That's what I'm saying.
Definitely not top. Got it.
Where Lawson, Gazan, Raptis, any of these girls can finish 3rd. Okay?
Got
it.
Next.
Before we move on, do you have any concerns about Emma Lawson?
I don't know, man.
Kept her there. With the knowledge that you had, right?
Yeah. But like she was 3rd place at semifinals. Like she did fine. I mean, Raptis beat her. She did. Great call, Tyler. Tyler's the only one who called that. A little biased, but great call. But she didn't beat her by that much. Like Lawson was very close to 2nd place. You know, she did. I think Lawson like breezed through semifinals. And I think Emma Lawson is the 3rd fittest woman in the world. Like right now. But you know, maybe she stops, maybe she doesn't go to the games. I don't think she will. I think she'll be fine. But as far as her fitness goes, this is where she belongs on the mountain.
I agree with where these 3 are.
Next row.
These 3 men.
They barely freaking fit on the mountain.
These three men. This is your podium. I don't know what order. I think any combination of these 3 will be the podium. I've been screaming that I think Ricky's going to win the games. But if every event is inside, that's not good for Ricky. If we're running in half of them, like we most of the time do, that's good for Ricky. But, you know, if it's inside, I think that helps Roman. If there's more machines, that helps Roman. Jeff is the strongest out of those 2. So if it goes to more strength and more lifting, then I think it favors Jeff. If it's odd object, I think that probably favors Roman. Ricky's also really good at odd object. So like I don't have a defining, I think this guy's going to place here in the top 3, but I think these guys in any order will be your top 3. And before the games, we will have for sure predictions on, I think this guy will win, this guy will get 2nd. But hopefully we find out some events so I can base something off of that. But I think any games that any one of these 3 guys can win.
Who of the list
I was thinking this exact same thing. Please change the
base camp to Whoville. Should we change base camp to Whoville?
Medeiros, can he break into the podium, or is he kind of locked in at 4th?
No, I mean, I don't think Medeiros is close to these 3 guys. I think Justin and Vellner are kind of hand in hand in their fitness. And I think Fikowski is a shade underneath, but with lucky programming, Fikowski could be above just for events that, hit his home run ability. But if you had me to, I would say these guys are in our tier. Vellner Medeiros is the next tier. And then I would say Fikowski and Dallin are that tier underneath that.
Wad Zombie, where's Emily Rolfe?
These are your 15. She was not at base camp. She probably could have been at base camp. But again, base camp is your top 20 material or home run hitters. I don't think she's going to beat Tia, so I can't say that she's going to hit a home run. She'll be second place in one event. That's not worthy of base camp. Yeah, next row.
Where's Pinheiro?
She's in Brazil getting roided up for her run at the games.
Good for her. Also, going back to the Grinch thing, there's a dump on the backside of the mountain. So that's where we could do Tyler's trash.
That's so terrible. You have little homes that like Christopher Greer, and then Mertens has a rented apartment, unfortunately.
Next row.
All right, and this is Laura Horvath. I think Laura Horvath is all by herself as the second fittest woman in the world. I think if Tia Toomey didn't exist, Laura Horvath would run away with the games. I think Laura Horvath could have the worst strict deficit handstand push-up event in the games and still beat Emma Lawson and Alex Kazan and Alexis Raptis. I think she could take a 0 and still beat those girls. Laura's that good. Unfortunately, the fittest woman in ever lives now, and she is at the top of the mountain. Yeah, there's nothing I can say about that. It's unfortunate. Tia's still competing, therefore Tia's at the top of the mountain. Nobody cares. Retire. Go take care of Willow.
I think we've kind of talked like
that's your game's mountain.
Tia, the spread between Tia and Laura, 100+ points.
I think so.
Ooh,
that sounds like a prop bet.
I gotta keep a sheet.
I'm gonna say absolutely.
But how much difference is there between Laura and that fourth row there?
It depends. It depends if there's a handstand push-up event. Last year was the luckiest Laura Horvath could have ever gotten. There were 8 handstand push-ups, and they were freestanding, and they were irrelevant to the actual event. I think if there is an actual strict handstand push-up workout, it doesn't even have to be strict deficit. Just a strict handstand push-up workout. That's it. Where that's the crux of the workout. Then I think they will be within 100 points of Laura. If there is not one, like last year, I think they will be 100 points away from Laura. I think Tia will have 200 points on third place. Does that make sense?
Yes. What's the biggest margin that Tia?
So 200 is almost 200.
No, it's over 200. So Fraser has a 220. He's got a 220 if you don't count 2020. Right. He's got a 220 point separation. Tia in 2021.
Holy cow!
Would have had the highest one.
1435 minus 17 or 1179, 256 points.
Yeah, that's 2021, correct?
So now you have to ask yourself, everything else being equal.
And by the way, Tyler, just so we know, who was second place?
Laura. That's what I'm saying. So all else being equal, is Laura fitter or is Tia less fit? And so does that separation squish?
Yeah, I would say both. I would say both. I think Laura's fitter. I think Tia is less fit than she was in 2021. I think 2021 was the most dominating year we have ever seen, if you don't count the COVID games.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
But no, 2021 was a regular year. I don't think people understand that. It was a regular year, and she won like 9 events. 2021, she was so much fitter than everybody. It was ridiculous. 2022, she had some hiccups. It was the first time Boz did the games, and like she tripped on our single unders and didn't make it out of the skill medley round. There were a couple things where she messed up, and then she won by a measly whatever she won, 100 points, whatever she won by. But Tyler, third place in that running. But how far away was she away from Laura?
About 80 points.
80 points. And that was 2021. Was there a handstand push-up event that year?
I couldn't tell you. I can look.
There was the wall walk one. That wasn't great. Wall walk thruster.
Wall walk thruster. Wall run. Freestanding handstand push-ups. Deadlift freestanding handstand push-ups.
Right. Yeah.
That stupid one. I liked that one, but it was weird.
Yeah, and so like in that one, she was 10th place. She hit the cap for 13 reps, but nobody else could do it either. That one was like you either had it or you didn't, and she got a little bit lucky on that one too. But she was 80 points from Annie Thorisdottir. I see something similar to this year, but the gap between Tia and Laura will be much smaller. I would say over 100 points, but like not 200 points. And then Horvath to the next person. If she gets lucky with that handstand push-up event, then she'll be over 100 points on those girls. If it's a regular one, it'll be like 50 points.
I probably would side with you on this. I just want it to happen. I want someone to beat Tia.
It won't. I'm sorry. Bet on something else. Bet on the Mavericks tonight.
Yeah, I think, didn't Laura, though, have 2 better scores on semifinals than Tia?
Event 4, she had a world record.
Barely.
And then
right.
I want to say event 2 that Tia was behind her by 5 seconds. So, yeah, you're right. Laura beat Tia. Laura can beat Tia. You're absolutely right. Great job, Laura. You beat Tia.
Not in 12 events.
By 5 seconds.
But her low is going to be way worse than what Tia's is.
Let's look at how much Tia beat Laura in event 1.
Right.
5 minutes. Okay. It wasn't 5 minutes. It wasn't 5 minutes. But you get what I'm saying. 20 spots.
Well, we can't compare event 1.
You can with that type of domination. Like, you're going to tell me Tia's not a better runner than Laura?
I mean, no.
Yes, you can.
Well, Europe was a shorter course than anywhere else, which Tia still beat her, right? And like,
it doesn't matter.
Tia's going to be top 3 in any long running event.
Top 1.
Laura's 10 to 15.
Yeah, like here's the thing. Like the events that Laura can beat Tia at, Laura can beat Tia, but they're it's going to be by like 2 or 3 places at the most.
Yeah.
Tia, when she wins, Laura's going to be 10th place. And there's going to be a couple of events where Laura's right there with Tia, but Laura isn't like that in every single event. You go look at the intervals where Emma Lawson made her move on the rowing. Like that was an event that I thought Laura would have killed. The intervals last year in 2023. The rowing is what made the difference. Laura is the best rower in the field, and Emma Lawson took off from everybody and smoked everybody in the intervals. Where was Laura? She was like 20th place. It was one of her worst events. Like Tia doesn't have those.
Is there any chance? I think that if there's a strict handstand push-up workout,
regular,
like Laura could beat Tia in every other event, and Tia would still win.
if in a weird universe, yes,
right, like because the point spread on that would be so massive.
Sure. And that's the issue is that anything that Tia is good at or that Laura is great at, Tia is right behind her. Whereas anything that Laura doesn't suck at anything besides handstand push-ups. She doesn't suck at anything, but there's people between her and Tia on those things.
I think the better question is if there's a strict deficit handstand push-up, because when I say that, that means Laura Horvath's last place. And I know she has improved, but she still cannot do those. She did 2. She could do 2 at row a couple of years ago. If there's that, can one of those girls in the third row beat her? I think that's a better question. That Emma Lawson or Alex Alexander or Alexis Raptis with the perfect run of events, they can beat Laura if there is a devastating handstand push-up event. Because
just barely.
That's 0 points.
If it happens, just barely.
No, I would still pick Laura, but I think the better question is, could one of those girls end up eclipsing Laura versus talking about Laura in any circumstance with Tia? Laura doesn't deserve to be in the conversation with Tia. That's the gap.
That I don't agree.
No, it's the truth. You could not agree, but it's the truth. She should not be.
You better get used to it because it's all anybody's going to be talking about for the next 3.
Then they're wrong. And if people think they're not wrong, they are. You don't understand. Tia is so much better than everybody else. And I hate it. I don't care about Tia at all. I don't. I want her to retire because it makes the games boring. I don't know why I didn't want Matt to retire because that's the same thing. And I loved Matt when he was competing. But I don't feel that way with Tia. And there's some people that are going to be like, Tia is awesome. And she is freaking awesome. I won't argue that she's not because she is. But there's the conversation is stupid to have. I hope there's a strict deficit.
With somebody who always wins, you're just like, okay, it's not fun to play anymore.
No, it's not. And I hope, it's like Tyler. It's like if every single day we went and had a bench press contest. Is that fun to watch? Are people going to watch and be interested in it?
No.
But but if there was a strict deficit handstand push-up workout and Alexis Raptis won, and then Alexis and there was a very light squatting gear. There wasn't a big squatting workout that she, wouldn't do great at. And Alexis Raptis was 5 points away from Laura going into the last event. You're telling me that's not going to be exciting? For the first time ever, I'm going to be rooting for Training Think Tank. And we're going to be on the same team. We're going to be on the same team. Isn't that crazy? You wouldn't root for that?
No, and what you're making me think about is what are the real stories? And all of a sudden, if you do take Tia out of the field, so we should, it's like just banish her from the competition. No one pay attention to her. It's great if she wins. That's cool. Just pretend second place is first place.
Yeah, dude.
Just put Tia in her own heat at the end.
Yeah, dude, it's like that. It's like the 2017 Warriors. There's no point in even doing the season. They've rigged the system.
The boys. You've now graduated to the boys.
I don't think that would work very well.
I don't think she gets last place.
No, she doesn't get last. Does she make all the cuts?
Do you think she can make top 20? I mean, I think that would be a really great run.
Here's
the thing. You say no. You say no spin. She still wins the run. She still wins the swim. She still wins all of those events. Anything weights, last place.
Right.
But gymnastics, she's better than 95% of the men in anything endurance and anything gymnastics.
Yeah. I think we're going to get into it next week on looking at some events, but
you think they'll release next week?
No, I'm saying we'll talk about it next week on some of our thoughts on events, but
now
you look at semifinals, it was not gymnastics heavy.
No.
I think the games might be.
Right. So what does the games look like? But I also don't think it's going to be like they did last year where there's a super gymnastics heavy event, right? They threw a lot of the gymnastics.
Oh, I think it'll be more volume. Rather than
and it'll be paired with more stuff versus, hey, here's this one big event where you're going to do handstand walking and pullovers.
It's not just gymnastics.
Right. Yeah. It's going to be paired with a barbell or paired with something else, right? More often than not, which would not lend to Tia's favor.
Yeah, right. But you just got to do good in 3 events. Guy does it every year.
Yeah. Before we move on.
Hold on, Brian.
Yep.
So 279 points. Do you think Tia's capable of doing that? Because I think she still wins 2 events.
Beating Matt's distance?
No, just 279 points total.
In the 2024 games. In the 2024 games, do you think if Tia was against the men, I think she still wins 2 events, whatever endurance events they are. I definitely think she wins the swim.
Against the guys, you think she wins?
She was the best swimmer, and she was the best runner against all of the guys except for Kowski.
So that many points would put her how many points?
279. That would put her 29th place.
Yeah.
I think she can do that.
Ahead of Jayson Hopper.
Ahead of Jayson Hopper. I think she can do that. You don't think she can do that?
It depends on what the see.
Okay, cross country 5K. She's got 100 points right there.
I think. Well, no, I don't think. I don't think she beats Adler or Roman.
I think she does.
5K in a straight up 5K.
I 100% think she does.
But
okay,
I don't know if there's gonna be 2. I don't think there's gonna be 2 events like that. I don't think there's gonna be a separate run and a separate swim.
But like
now that we're
inverted medley, I think she does fine there. I think she does better than a lot of the guys. Not like crazy, but that's just gymnastics, and she probably would have been close to winning it on the women's side, right? Right. So let's just call her like 15th place in that workout, and then all the rest of these workouts, I think she gets last place because it's lifting. Helena, she has to do a 50-pound dumbbell snatch. I think she still does that unbroken. I think she runs faster than most of them, and her range of motion is shorter than most of them.
She beats Jake Douglas and Bronislaw for sure.
I think she gets top 10 in Helena. With the 50-pound dumbbell, I think she can get top 10 in Helena. It's 50 pounds. It's not like it's 70 pounds. Like, that's what she does anyway. Cross-country 5K, top 5. Intervals, no shot. Let me total, no shot. Muscle-up logs, probably no shot. Yeah, that's it. So she got 3 events. I think she can get 279 with for sure. Boy, there was a lot of like lifting in a lot of events. I thought there was.
Yeah, it was
more
all the gymnastics was just compressed into basically 2 for the most part. All right, we got to move on.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we went on a tangent there. I apologize.
You're good. You're good. So there is the final games mountain of the 2024 CrossFit Games season. We're just going to keep moving on to
viewers.
Sorry, viewers. Next time we'll do some extra comments. Vanilla Ghetto, you had your shot.
Give us a better comment, okay?
Yeah, be more succinct,
dude,
maybe a little bit more brief.
You read that long comment, nobody listened, and then we never came back to it.
Exactly. It was unique. Go back to last week's and go read it if you care.
I'm excited for y'all's answers on these.
All right.
Too.
So mid-season awards.
I think Tyler should go first on all of these.
I should definitely not.
We're gonna see how unprepared
No,
Tyler is.
I think
man. Why do you not do it?
No, I know because I have a friggin' job. But also, I watched all the semifinals, so I think I'll be fine.
This isn't just semifinals. This is the throughout the entire. This is January through.
Yeah, semifinals matter to me, and that's it.
Oh, right. I was definitely going off of semifinals.
So it's semifinals.
I thought this was about superlatives for this. Okay,
it was mid-season.
Okay, if I can come up with something off the top of my head, I'll change my answer.
Yeah, there might.
I think most are, but in case. All right. The best performance in a single event. Tyler.
This is Olivia. Easy. Olivia snatch.
Yeah, I think Olivia's snatch workout is the best performance. You can say Colton's burpees. You could say Taylor versus Dallin. It's nowhere close in relevance to what Olivia did in that snatch workout.
I think it is actually better than Fraser's Friendly Fran.
That's the only thing that it can be talked about with how dominant that performance was. Friendly Fran's the only thing comparable. Nothing else. There is no event in CrossFit history where somebody dominated the rest of the field as that event right there, that Olivia's snatch event.
Yeah, that was my pick.
Yeah,
I still can't wrap my mind around
make a case for another.
Yeah.
You can't make it. It will never. I still stand by it. Will never be replicated.
It's crazy.
Somebody
the best
does it once, somebody can do it again.
They
said that about the 4-minute mile. They've said that about so many things, Tyler. Like Usain Bolt broke 9.7, and then like 18 guys did it immediately after. Not 18, but like 5 guys did it after.
No one was in her stratosphere on that event.
You're right.
Yeah. The best overall competition performance.
I sold on this. I said Tia Toomey during the semifinals just because that is the best performance. She won 5 of the 6 events. The one she didn't win, she was third, right? Third or second. Like if you want to take like how many points somebody won in the whole competition percentage wise, it probably is the record for that. And so you could say other people, I wouldn't be mad at it, but I put Tia.
I'll go with Yona for the Open and quarterfinals.
Dude, no. Hold on, Tyler. It's take everything.
He was sick or something at semifinals. I think we would have saw something not equally as impressive, but like you add that together with those two, I still think it's super impressive.
It is impressive. He's the only one to do it, right?
Yeah, and nothing is as impressive. When I look at semifinals, nothing about those were as impressive as those two performances to me. And it's back to back. So I'm standing by that.
So this one, I also went outside of semifinals. I actually was most impressed by Jayson Hopper at quarterfinals.
On Taylor versus the world.
Taylor versus the world.
I like that answer too. Nobody picked him to win. I'm pretty sure we all picked him to be last. We saw these events and we're like, they're not good for him, especially after he was the last place in the clean and jerk workout.
Right.
No, it was very, very impressive.
Yeah. That was just, I think it showed that he's a different athlete this year versus what was last year, and gave me the thought that we can put Jayson back up there on the mountain or in our rankings versus what we saw previously. Like for him to do as well as he did on the muscle up workout. Like, yeah. So that's where I went with that one. The biggest surprise of the season so far.
You could go negative with this too.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
I'll go first. It has nothing to do with the actual competition. It was actually what we talked about earlier about Emma Lawson, that she almost withdrew.
That was your biggest surprise?
Biggest surprise, yeah.
Mine was Leahy. He wasn't going to the games. Period. Even if he had not hurt himself,
I disagree. I disagree so hard, dude. He was in 12th place. He was
so
in 12th place,
dude.
With that
finish.
Looked
so shitty,
and he was about to win an event. Looking,
it was not going to last. He was not going to hold on.
Dude.
He looked shitty the first day, and even shittier the second day.
He did bad in the first event. The second day, he got to 12th place. He was in 12th
shitty,
place.
Dude. You should have seen him on the fucking field, man. He looked bad. He did not look like he was going to hold up. He looked shitty. Dude, I am Tutor Magda on this. He's not going to the games.
Ever.
I was so pissed off. I didn't talk to Hiller about it, but I was pissed because I believed it was all hype from Hiller. And I was like, I bought into this dude because of you. He's never going to the games.
Respectfully, and look, he's not what Hiller thinks he is, but respectfully, I think you're wrong. I think Leahy, and listen, he's like, we can all agree he's not as good as Hatfield. We know this, but I do think he's a games athlete. I think he's a top 20 games athlete. The guy can do things that other people can't, in like athletically. And I think he would have made the games. I do. He might have looked really, really bad, but he was on his way back. He had events that weren't very conditioning, and I think he would have made the games.
I'm batting 1,000 on my picks to not go to the games. I'm just saying.
He's not wrong.
The Tony Tone. Why did Emma almost withdraw? Go look at my latest post. I did a clip of her coach Josh Woolley talking about it, and then there's a full recap of semifinals on the Mammoth Training Methods YouTube page. So go check that out.
I didn't say mine.
Yeah, John.
My biggest surprise is I have like an event surprise and a person surprise. Was Fuliano's 501
on the
snatch ladder. Yeah, I think as far as something we did not expect from anybody other than Danielle Brandon sucking it up on the handstand walk event, like I don't think anybody thought Fuliano could do that on the snatch ladder. To be 501, to beat Laura in that, what I think the third fastest time in the world.
I'm gonna have to explain what I mean by this. People still don't get it.
I think I'm in people camp there because I don't get it either. But I think Fuliano's 501 was the most surprising event that we did not expect. And then as a person, I'm gonna say Chris Ibarra. Like we, after the first event, we're like, okay, that's good for that guy. Like, yeah, he did good in the event. And then after day 2, okay, he's sticking around. He's gonna, I wonder when he's gonna fall off. And then the guy just never did. And it wasn't like he hit home runs. It wasn't like, oh, he's just really good at running or he's just really he's really strong. He was just 7th place the whole time.
Yeah.
With everything. Even in the snatch ladder, which is supposed to be what he was bad at. Like, and his maxes are weaker than of the strong guys. But I was just very impressed with that, and that was my biggest surprise.
Yeah, when I saw Ibarra and saw because I was listening to it as I was driving to Yellowstone, and I was like, "Oh, there's a guy. Well, he'll be the one on the men's side who
falls out."
You talk about him on Friday, and then on Sunday it's going to be like,
it's over.
He's in 16th. Cool.
That's cute. Yeah, he's killing it.
It was crazy. I was like, this guy can't hold out. And then it just kept going. I was like, okay.
And it was very Justin Medeiros-like. Like,
yeah.
He just was always 7th. Like, I just never did worse than that.
He had all top 10s except for one event. I think that was event 4. So.
Not the best rower.
No. Biggest disappointment.
I picked Koski. I mean, I know you can go sentimental and pick Colton or Taylor, but I think Koski is a bigger disappointment than either one of those guys. I think Koski not making the games is the craziest. Didn't make the games out of everybody else. And you could roll with any sentimental one. You could roll with Olivia if you want to, but Koski is a literally top 10 fittest guy in the world, top 10 games athlete, and he didn't make it for whatever reason. Whether he's sick or hurt or whatever, I don't care, but he didn't make it. So that's the biggest disappointment.
Tyler?
Colton.
Yeah, I went with a sentimental pick, Colton.
Yeah.
Like I looked at it more of what am I most disappointed in not seeing, and that was him not making the games.
Yeah, it sucked. And like it's like sometimes you just grab onto the rings and you get a bad kilter going and you start swinging back. He had all that, like everything that could go wrong in that event did. And yeah, you can say like, well, he's the guy at the helm. He should be able to control it. But it was just like, sometimes you just get hit. And
Taylor said the same thing happened to him too.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Before I read this.
That's the Thunderbolt, baby. Let's go.
That's right. The unknown.
Ka-chow.
I can't comprehend the contempt for Tia's dominance. It honestly blows my mind that so many people fail to appreciate the beauty of true dominance. I'll take undisputed greatness over a competitive field of also-rans any day.
I don't get the also-rans. Can you explain that?
Also ran in the race.
Yeah, just like everybody else.
Oh, I got
like,
you.
Would you rather have parity across, but not great? Or...
I have a response for the unknown. Unless Tyler, you want to go first?
Well, the only thing I wanted to say is the reason we love Michael Jordan is because he had to battle so much. Like it was almost always out for them. Like I
disagree. They were always the favorite.
They were always the favorite, but there was always moments where it's like they might lose it right here.
Dude, they were supposed to win every single year.
There was some. Okay, fine.
That was a bad analogy.
No, it wasn't. You just don't get it. Go ahead.
I'm sorry that I ruined that for you. Then I don't think that was a good analogy. But the unknown, whoever you are, I did appreciate it with Matt Fraser. I thought it was beautiful. I wanted to see Matt's dominance. I don't know why I don't feel the same way with Tia, but I don't. Maybe I'm sexist.
Isn't there like you want to see the greatness, but then as they get so great, you want to see, like, I think the tide starts to turn and it's like, I just want to see somebody overthrow that person, right? Like, it's like that one person versus the field. It's Tiger versus the field. It's Michael Jordan, the Bulls.
Dude, I liked it with Tiger.
But there's a lot of people that don't, right? Like, there's a lot of people that want to. After Tiger became so dominant, it's like, okay, it's cool. I want to see somebody take him down on the 72nd hole, right?
Yeah.
It's her greatness is still appreciated. It's not that that's not appreciated. It's just like we need it's not fun watching somebody win over and over again. Like it's just boring.
And I like, and maybe this is what you're getting at, Tyler. I think like what y'all are saying, like you just happen to fall on one of the sides. You either love it or you don't love it, because I'm thinking of every dynasty or every like dominating force. And there are some I was all about, and then there were some that I wanted them to lose. I didn't want the Patriots to win. I hated the Patriots dynasty. I hated the Warriors dynasty, mostly because I was a LeBron fan. But I loved Tiger, and I loved Matt Fraser, and I don't care for Tia. Like, you know what I mean? I think you're just going to fall on one side or not, and I don't know what determines what side you fall on, but.
And I also think like we can appreciate Tia's ability, but I like going down to the wire on Sunday, like the men's field was last year, even the women's field to some extent. Getting to that final event where it's all on the line, like that's about as exciting as it gets. Like Rogue Invitational 2 years ago, right? With Vellner and how he gave it up on the last 27th clean and jerk. Like, that was exciting.
Mm-hmm.
If Vellner was up 300 points and he does that and he wins, like, okay, right? Like, there's something about the excitement of watching that. And we can appreciate Tia the first 3 days, but we want to see a battle. At least that's what I want to see.
I think that's why people love Rich so much, because Rich had a little bit of both. Like, he was dominant, won every year, but
there's always the last day.
Not so dominant that you just knew he was going to win. Like, there was always hope. Khalifa was in first place for a couple of days. Like,
that's what Tia needs to do to keep
Laura.
Interest. Is just let them win for a couple and like keep them in the hunt, and then just last day, okay, I'm gonna hit homers now.
This grinds my gears, Jeff. Okay, I am like one of the most #1 proponent for Australians and all of analyst land. I've been screaming Ricky Garrard when everybody hates him. Get out of here, Jeff. I'm not a big Tia fan. Tia's American now anyway. She's North American East.
So the unknown. Thank you. That's right. There you go. The next category, best training camp so far.
I think it's got to be Mayhem.
No, definitely not.
You don't think so?
No.
I mean, it's like
underdogs.
If you just throw all the, like, if you have all the bodies, it just seems weird. Like they're winning the volume game. Like they just have so many people there.
They've always won the volume game, but like I don't like when Brute had 5 for 5 go to the games. I thought they were, man, a lot of their 5 were top 10. Who is it then? Who is it then, Brian?
It's underdogs.
Underdog. I mean, Gracie won.
They basically send Australia to the
Australia.
games.
Yeah.
Besides
Jay.
I mean, they have 7 athletes going to the games,
and their camp's not huge.
You got Ricky, Gracie,
Kyra.
She is a bad girl.
That's right. You got Alex, Bailey, Luka Jukic is with her, Kyra, and Ivan Kukartsev. 7 underdog athletes are going.
Yeah. No, you're probably right. But like, I think like 9 of the top 15 guys were from Mayhem in North America East alone.
That's because they sent like 80 people there.
Again, absolutely
You're
right.
using the Chinese method.
Here's Austin Hatfield is with Mayhem. Okay, so they
you're
had
now,
the best.
you're now on the Mayhem
count.
train.
I don't count him as a Mayhem athlete. He's not been there long enough yet.
That's like saying that Luka, you can't count Luka on underdogs. Like,
you just did.
That's what Tyler's saying. I'm counting.
No, I'm with you, Tyler. Austin Hatfield's team, West Virginia. That's it.
I mean, HWPO got Vellner, so
I will never call Vellner an HWPO athlete. Vellner is Canadian.
That's a weird one.
Vellner's Team Canada. I will never call him an HWPO athlete.
Why
did they bought Vellner? Because everybody else left.
It's like the Yankees. They just buy him out.
Then they keep recycling people. How many people can we burn out a year?
Something like that. Best newcomer award.
Underdogs had a pretty great camp. You're not wrong, Ryan. But I'm usually always
right.
I'm usually always I'm always big on underdogs. So I just thought that was without saying. But go ahead.
Do they have to be a rookie?
No, it's a newcomer. Your choice. We'll see how bad of your choice is, but best newcomer. It was not called best rookie of the year.
Travis Mayer, because he's
the oldest guy in the field. No, I wanted to go with Lydia. Like, I know she's technically not new. She's been in semifinals before.
No, I love that pick.
But she grew so much this year. And so, yeah, Lydia Fish is my pick. And like, she just outdid herself. And I think she proved that her career coming forward is going to be great as long as she can stay away from whatever monsters is getting Emma and everybody else.
Yeah.
How old is she?
19 or 20.
Oh, by the time she makes the game, she's over she could drink. She's fine. That's the age cutoff. That's when yeah. No, for mental battles, for mental problem. That's 21.
She's with Adam anyway, so I think she'll be fine.
Well, we thought Emma Lawson was the picture of mental health.
Yeah.
No, she's with Perrin. But either way, it's a solid, safe pick.
John?
Can I speak on Lydia for a minute?
Yeah.
I 100% agree with Lydia. I think it's an awesome pick. I think if Lydia gets 30 pounds stronger on everything, like the big like static lifts, 15 pounds stronger on the Olympic lifts, I think she could be top 10 in the games. I think because if you look at her placements, her just being a little bit stronger puts her like 10 spots more. Yeah. Like she struggled with the front squat. She struggled with the lunges. Rowing stronger is going to help her legs. Like it's just strength for her. She has all the skills. She's aerobic and she's a gymnastics freak. I think Lydia Fish is going to be one of the next upper like games perennial athletes that we see their name every single year. I think she's the next one.
Is she the next Haley Adams?
No, because she's not as a. I don't think. I'm not gonna say that.
Okay. Well, what
Haley
I'm
Adams
saying is,
the fittest woman in the world.
Let me qualify what I'm saying. Maybe not better. I don't think she'll be top for a while, but like across the board, she won't have huge holes like Haley did.
Well, Haley's huge holes are lifting.
Right. It's the same as Lydia. That's
I know, but I think Lydia makes up for that. I don't think that it hangs on for her like it did with Haley.
Do you think Lydia's ability to improve her lifting will be better than Haley? Because I think that's something that we could very much see. Like Haley's body does not want to get strong. It doesn't. It's so hard for Haley to get
Lydia
stronger.
Moves so much better than Haley. Her potential to get stronger is there.
I don't know if she'll ever be as fit as Haley, but I do think she's the next big name that we see every single year. Exactly how I feel about Hatfield. Not as strongly because I think Hatfield his potential is
He's
higher.
a potential games winner.
Yes, I believe that. But Lydia's going to she's potential top 10. I really like it. And when you can see that from this far out, like didn't even make the games, right? And you think that, it's pretty exciting, especially if it happens. Like you're seeing it with Hatfield, it happening step by step. Same thing's going to happen with Lydia. At least I believe. Maybe I'm wrong, but I believe that about Lydia Fish too.
So top 10, perennial top 10 athlete. She's Haley Adams. Got it.
Haley Adams top 5. Haley Adams is top 5.
But best newcomer, John.
I mean, I'm gonna roll with my guy, Austin Hatfield.
Austin,
yeah, that was.
It's easy to say Jack Rosema, I think, because I think he had the best showing. Him and Hattie Canyo, but I think Hattie Canyo is a bit of a one-hit wonder. I don't think we're gonna see her name again. No offense, Hattie.
How dare you? She's coming on Sevens.
I know, and she's awesome. And I called her to make it. Nobody else called her to make it. Patrick Clark, not Patrick Clark. Clydesdale did. But he says everybody.
That's because she was on his show for.
He says Saxon Panthers going to win the game, so it's hard to take that seriously. But Austin Hatfield's my best newcomer, and I say best newcomer because I think he will do the best in the games of the rookies. That's what I was going off of.
That's fair.
I love Tyler's answer. I think Tyler had the best answer to this, but
my best newcomer is Ibarra.
Yeah,
I think he has a very good. I think he's in the running for Rookie of the Year.
Hope
this year.
Is he? Where's he from?
Missouri, I think.
He's training with Hepner.
Stephen Tackett,
Kansas.
Stephen Tackett's his coach.
But he's training with Hep.
I thought he had something to do with. Or no, that was a different guy. Never mind. Best Veteran Award. Tyler.
I'm interested to see how y'all do. You cannot pick Travis Mayer.
I won't.
He barely made the games.
I won't.
He had to be a Tyler Christoffel, called by Tyler, destruction to make the games.
You wanted it. You wanted to
back.
You were rooting for that.
It's so the joke. Hard. It's the joke I wanted, but I won't do that. Come back to me because I'm second guessing myself now. I like my pick, but I want to think about it for a second.
Believe in it.
No. Go ahead.
All right, don't believe in it. I have Lazar Dukic. You know, we were really let down by Koski. I feel like Lazar goes under the radar sometimes. And I think the dude just did what he was supposed to do. And he kind of won pretty easily without ever having a doubt that he was going to win. And as far as like best veteran, that's what I think of, veteran, doing what you have to do, or what you normally do to make the games. And I think Lazar did what he should have done, but executed to a T. I'm going to say Lazar.
I'm going to go with someone who's very resilient and has come back several times. I'm going to go with Brooke Wells. I know we like to joke around that she's, resilient, whatever. But 4 months ago, 3 months ago,
she's cold as ice, man.
There were quite a few people saying she wasn't going to make it. We talked about it on this show several times. Like, can she even qualify with her whatever shoulder injury, torn labrum? Like, she's gone back and forth with injuries, and she came out and she was able to heal that thing and get back onto it, and she's going back to the games. So, I mean, that's, whether you want to joke about it, like, that she is a veteran that was able to get back and do what she needed to do to be in a position to qualify. So,
to me, when you say veteran, like that speaks a lot to an attitude, I think.
I feel that way too.
And so I am going with my original pick.
Travis Mayer.
No, Luke Parker. Even though he's only been to the games one more time, it was, to me,
I think you need to be at the games 3 years minimum to be a veteran.
I don't. He's 30, dude. He's not young.
He's a veteran in age. But
yes, and he looks like he never looked like he wasn't going on that last event. Like even like before they went, like he looked right. And it was a veteran move from like to just go up to the batter's box in the last one and be like, I know I've got it. And he did what he had to do. And I think that was a veteran move.
I think he blew up and got lucky. He was so far ahead of everybody that he could get the cross before he had to wasted too much time.
Maybe it's a bit of a heart pick, but I don't know. I like Luke, so I'm going with Luke. Veteran move.
I like Luke. I mean, I don't like him for this category.
It's just hard. Like, do I go with friggin', Adler? He won. Okay. I don't want to go with the top guys.
Travis Mayer would have been a better pick.
I know, but I didn't want to do the joke.
Most shocking moment.
You want me to go first? Or you want to go first?
Go for it.
Oh, I can we not pick a person?
Yeah,
dude.
Okay. I said moment.
Right. Yeah, do you? I'm gonna say Tudor's event 6, and the reason why I'm saying that is because it's shocking moment, right? You could say Colton's touch and go, but I knew that Colton could do that. I don't know he would do that in the thing.
Do it.
Yeah, I didn't know he would do it, but I knew he could. He had it in him. It was still freaking awesome. Probably the best moment. But shocking moment, dude. Tudor did that event in a heat 3 and world record blew everybody out of the water and nobody saw it coming. And it was
JR would not stop talking about that.
It was so unexpected. And like he did that and I just like didn't know what to say. I was like, oh, what the frick was it? Like, what just happened? What just happened? Like, and what's funny is he had to do that. He had to be clutch and everybody thought he was out of it, myself included. And I mean, he was a couple guys melting down from making it. And that was the most shocking like event. I didn't know what happened when he did that. Olivia had her event, but I already picked Olivia, so I couldn't pick her twice.
We knew Olivia was going to win. It was just more about the time that she finished.
I didn't know she had that. I was rocking with Kelsey Kiel, but it's okay.
Yeah,
Olivia
that was a homer pick. Tyler.
Second fastest time in the whole world. Okay. I'm sorry that it was a homer pick. I didn't know that we have freaking Goliath in the snatch ladder against her. That's not a poor pick by me.
No. It was mine should have been. It also should have been the most disappointing because I was truly bummed out about this. Most shocking was that the athletes got the run around the berm canceled.
Yeah, that's rough.
I walked around for like an hour being like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, I was just super freaking bummed. Like, and for the people that I knew wanted to do that and will never get to go do that again.
Steven,
on the snatch ladder.
if you make another comment like that, Steven, I will block you. Okay. And I don't even know how to do it. I'm gonna have to text Brian to tell me how to do it.
I'm not even sure how to do it. But
and then I'm gonna have to YouTube how to do it, and I'm gonna block you as soon as I find out. Don't put us with these retarded comments like this, Steven. Come on, you're better than that. All right, go ahead, Tyler. The berm run was canceled. We're all
just
sad.
The berm run being canceled. I was shocked that it happened, that the athletes made it happen, and then that people actually made it come into fruition. It was just like, it was a huge bummer.
I just wish they could have figured out a better route that would not have been 3/4 of a mile each time. Because that'd be a big difference in the actual workout.
I understand that, but they were all competing against each other, and it's so historic. It's just friggin'
Danny and Annika would still be out there running right now.
That's fine. They weren't going to the games anyway.
Danny did go to the game.
Oh yeah, Danny did. Annika confused me because she was in the East, and I was like, Annika didn't even run that. Maybe
my most shocking moment
kept Danny out.
Yeah, the most shocking moment. Probably could put this as biggest disappointment, but YOLO Folos. Event 6 meltdown.
Wait, timeout though. Timeout.
Really
Would you
bad.
have been disappointed if it didn't look like she was going? Like if the hype hadn't been real?
She was the only girl that didn't finish the event. That was the biggest explosion we have ever seen from a woman, from a person that is in position to win, to make the games. That's the biggest explosion we've ever seen. Tyler Christoffel only dreams of exploding as bad as Yolo Folo exploded. And if she big fan of the show, Erica Folo is.
I'm sure.
I'm sorry, but that is what happened.
Yeah, that was. It looked like she had pulled it off perfectly, like paced it right. She knew what she was doing, and then
you and Emma need to just do lunges and talk about your feelings. Like do a 10-minute lunge feeling talk every single day.
You know what's surprising about that to me?
Get some fat grips.
When we get some fat grips, yeah.
When we
Valder's got a lot of them. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Or who interviewed Boz? I think it was Pedro interviewed Boz, and they talked about that event, and he talked about this with me, that he was like, isn't it wild how everybody's like, it's the last length and everybody's failing? And I'm like, you didn't plan that? Like, you just got lucky and this wild shit happened?
Man, this is working out really well. I thought everybody was just like, going to launch into the way.
Yeah. You think about it, like everybody was asking, like, what kind of grip is it going to be? I think if they put it on their shoulders, they would have actually done
better.
They wouldn't fail the lunge for sure.
Right.
They might have just sat there, but like the grip is what was leaving.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think it worked out perfectly for Boz.
And the last one, the most improved award. I'll start. I'm going with Abigail Donut.
Yeah, dude. I mean, she looks really, really, really good.
She finished 26th at the games last year. Wins North America West semifinal, beats Alex, beats Ariel. I think she is poised to win the most improved at this year's games.
Oh, that's interesting to consider.
Like, it's early to call it, but I think she is the one that has the best possibility of doing that.
Of most improved.
I know who I'm going with.
Who you got, John or Tyler?
Amy Kringle. I don't think anybody picked her to actually qualify this year.
Yeah, that's a great pick, Tyler.
Yeah, not in the analysts. I picked her, and it was really like me just being hopeful.
She'd probably be a good pick for best veteran. Honestly, she's been to semifinals before,
right?
So
I consider her veteran as like a games as we've specified with Luke Parker. Like, dude, Amy Kringle's a great pick. I have Jack Rosema, basically what Amy Kringle did, but North America East. Yeah. And I honestly think Amy Kringle is a better pick than Jack Rosema. But Jack Rosema was a routine semifinals athlete that has, got his priorities different. I mean, similar to what Hopper sounds like he's doing now. And dude, freaking balled out. I didn't see that from Jack Rosema. Like, I could see him making it as one of the last guys in, but he's Tyler Christoffel territory. He's Jake Berman territory. That's
different veteran, but
yeah. But you know what I mean? Like fringe,
double bet,
fringe games, semifinals athlete, more semifinals than games, right? Like that's what Jack Rosema is.
And Tyler, you're not the only one that picked Miss Kringle.
I don't think you felt good about it though. There's no way you felt good about the pick going in with what we knew. There's no way you felt good about that pick.
So yeah, my picks for Jack Rosema. I thought
I had her
amazing.
Sorry,
you're good. Go ahead.
I had her barely qualifying. Like that's how I was like.
That's what I had with Hattie Canyo though. I had Hattie Canyo as the last spot, and then she ended up being like first place to the last event. And I'm sitting here being like, I told y'all, I had Canyo. I had her barely making it, and I was screaming to the heavens. I knew, and nobody else did, and it was funny because I was just as surprised as everybody else. I knew nothing other other than she was beating Kelly Baker down a month ago. Like, that's all that I knew. And it was so funny.
All right. Those are the midseason awards.
Time out. I freaking told you.
Yeah, any higher than that, it was a homer pick. All right.
Yeah.
It is time. We're going to wrap the show up quickly with some blind rankings. All right, here we go.
We didn't talk about teams.
Oh.
About what?
Teams.
I don't have it on my list. Sorry.
I think DeChico made it. That's all I know.
Rich made it.
Yeah. I'm sure Mayhem and Invictus are sending half the teams. This week's blind rankings brought to you by Manta Sleep. Code SPIN at mantasleep.com. Get 10% off the best sleep mask out there. Tonight, we are going to go with going long. The best long events at the CrossFit Games.
All right. I think I have an
long event.
I have an obvious number one, but we'll see if we agree. Hold on real quick. Do you think Spin next week? I forgot what we were doing next week. Can we make a Tyler's trash section? And
that's up to Tyler's work schedule.
Right.
Tyler, would you be down pick the top 10?
I'm always down. I got my trash.
I know Christopher is probably number one, but I would love just to see the list. You know what I mean? It would be fun to talk about.
You'd have to get the context because it's to me.
That's on you.
That's on you.
This is your Games Mountain. You're the one who tells us the context, and then we talk on it.
You saw John's mountain. It was all messed up today.
You got to back it up. You got to back up what happens, and then me and Spin will question you on it. I'm so down for Tyler's trash, man.
So Tyler's trash is usually who everybody thinks is going to do well, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So I can do that.
Dude, I'm so down. You're going to piss off so many people. It's going to be so much fun.
Here we go. The best long events at the CrossFit Games. First event, the Capitol.
This is my number one.
Oh.
I like it the best.
I think about the running workout where with Brent and Christy Ermo.
That was the run, swim, run
in 2017.
Yeah. That's not very exciting, except they're at. You know what I mean? I would rather go the 7K run in 2016.
I was getting ready to say probably the 7K. Okay. I just don't want to bias it because it's recent.
Can I tell you?
What I mean?
Can I tell you why though? I feel like it's number one. And then if you accept it, we'll put it there. If you don't accept it, we'll put it at 2.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of long events, right? There's exciting ones. This one was innovative. Like the Burden Run. Burden Run's up there, high up there. I think Burden Run should be considered for number one consideration. But here's the thing. Khalipa ran away with the Burden Run. The race.
He didn't run away with it.
Yeah, he did. Rich got stuck on the sled. He was in the lead
because the unknown user or anonymous Garrett Fisher was winning till the pig.
No, he was. They ran 2 miles and they got to the pig, and he lost immediately when he got to the pig. They had the pig.
He lost it 4 minutes earlier.
The sled push, and Khalipa was in the lead the whole freaking time. Garrett Fisher basically, Jacob Anderson did. Do you remember Jacob Anderson in the first Merc? He wasn't close to winning. He got to that pig, and it was the end of his world. Get out of here. Anyway, Capitol.
Murph counts as a long one.
Yeah, Murph counts as a long one. Dude, there's a lot of good ones. But my point for this is the reason. That was boring. This is the reason why I like this one. The race between Roman and Ricky was amazing for first place. And everybody thought Roman was going to run away with it. Roman's freaking odd object king. He looks like Shrek, for goodness sake. And Ricky had that dog in him to win and climb up those steps. And then you had Haley and Lazar dying on the steps. They couldn't get that bag up to save their life. They had 3 steps to get that bag up, and 15 people passed them. And just the destruction that it brought upon people. I could care less for Fusile, But if you want to bring the community in it with Fusile, you got that moment too. I don't care at all. But I do like that there was not a time cap for it, right? You had to finish it. And then Travis Mayer from Heat 1 looking amazing. Yeah, look at Travis Mayer.
Oh, you just convinced them right there.
He's just trying to blow me up for this.
I had a lot of feelings with the Capitol, and you don't get that with long events. There are very cool long events, but Khalifa was winning that the whole time. And the Burden Run was was one of my favorites too.
The Capitol reminds me of being downtown down there, and I just realized I'll probably never have that pizza at that place in the middle of town ever again.
Oh, dude, that pizza was so good. I know what you're talking about. It's like some random name too, like Perry's or something like that.
Yeah.
Dude, that pizza was so good. You're so
ravioli.
Right.
They had raviolis on their pizza, man.
I'll figure it out.
Where are you
I'll
putting
figure
it
out. I think it's number one.
I'll go one.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. Next one. The Burden Run.
Burden Run.
It's probably my number 2, but I know we're kind of backing our way into a corner.
I want to put it at 3 just in case, but is there anything better than the Burden Run? Like, dude, I was glued to the TV that year. Glued.
It's just so creative.
Yeah. I would love to do that event, like personally.
No, me too. Me too.
And the Capitol.
I would love to do the Capitol. Dude, okay. At Atlanta?
No, I don't give a shit about that workout.
Ian's Pizza. Grey Ghost has it. Guys, if you're ever in Madison, Wisconsin,
go eat it.
Ian's Pizza is some of the best pizza in the world. It is crazy. All right, thank you, Grey Ghost. You're obviously from Wisconsin. Thanks, Will.
Will Brandstetter is cleaning, doing some vacuuming, and heard Johnny Young yelling. So, back to the show.
I'll be honest with you guys. I was really sleepy. I didn't get my nap this afternoon, so I took a caffeine pill like right before the show, and then that's why like an hour into it started kicking, and I started talking a lot. I took a caffeine pill, and that's why.
Where you guys putting the Burden Run?
I can't think of anything other than 2. Yeah, I like it as 2 as well.
I know we got to move, so 2.
No, you're good. Next one, the Marathon Row.
5.
I would say.
Dude, I'm gonna say
okay, fair enough. I think the half marathon was more iconic because it was the first time we ever saw anything like that. So I think 5. I would agree with John. 5.
I think the 2K.
Is there anything boring?
Is it all about
an ocean swim? I mean, I think Pendleton's more exciting than the Marathon Row, and Pendleton took forever.
Yeah, I like 5.
The 40-minute bike ride, that's pretty boring, but you're still seeing people pass people. You're literally watching.
They're sitting in a room.
And then like the big payoff is just some big dude that's not going to do anything else wins. And then some other big dude. And then Lucas Hogberg. I know y'all's names. Okay. Ethan Helbig, you're fine. You're screaming at the screen.
Lucas Esslinger won the half.
Lucas Esslinger. Yeah. No, Esslinger won. And then Helbig was second. Lucas Hogberg was third. Matt Fraser was like 11th, and he was real pissed off. He's like, "What the freak are we doing here, Dave?"
Can you imagine how bad your hip flexors have to hurt on a full? I've done the half.
Well, I would think your butt, like your butt and your back.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. 333.
Ooh, 3. 333 for the 3.
That's fine. I'm with you. It's
watching
pretty great.
Rich walk. I remember being at the gym. I was squatting with metal plates because I was like, "This is a million times
as one does." Yeah,
yeah, and because they were clanging, and my buddy Ben goes, "Tyler, can you shut the fuck up?" and so I turned around, and Rich starts walking, and I went, "Oh my god!" And then everybody else in the gym turned to the TV, and everybody just stopped. They were like, Rich is walking in the middle of this workout. I'll never forget that my entire life.
Yeah, probably one of the most iconic moments in all of CrossFit. The fittest man in history, and he was back then the fittest person we had ever seen.
And that's what made that year great. Was watching Rich come back.
Part of it is what makes Rich great. That's why he has so much appeal for everybody. You know,
who said
that set up the what was it, the pyramid?
No, the 21-15-9.
2059.
Yeah. Him going backstage and then behind the scenes, and
Darren's
like, "You want to eat something?" And Rich is like, "No, I suck. I don't deserve to eat."
I don't deserve to eat. And then there was another one, like he had like two events that were like just mid, like 15ths. And Darren goes, "What's going on?" He goes, "I just suck. Like I don't know what's going."
And the last one, I think you'll be happy with your picks. Pendleton 1 and 2.
I'm happy with that. I think we murdered that. I could see a burden run for being number one.
I'm cool. I'm cool with those being 1 and 2. They're so close.
And I enjoyed the Capitol more than the burden run. The burden run's very fun to watch, but I was in it with the people on like who's the fight. It felt more like a fight.
The weight of that bag at the end of the Capitol is so much more impressive than the log carry on the burden run.
And like it just like if you could feel the suffering more on the Capitol than you could the burden run.
Yeah, I did not include Dave's 465-pound deadlift, but
dude, you could have. It qualifies in time.
That's probably number one, honestly.
There it is. Blind rankings brought to you by Manta Sleep. Before we head out, I don't know about that, but
y'all didn't like that one. I love that one.
I don't
laugh so much.
I want to pull something up here real quick.
I think it does qualify as that. That and where were you and Greg tweeted what he tweeted. That's the equivalent.
Let's see.
This is great for television.
It is. It is good. It's very good. Hold on one second. Our back end support is
come on, Caleb.
Really, really good.
It'd be crazy if Caleb just jumped from show to show working back.
This is a good question.
No. Yeah, he probably does.
And I want to share something with you. If you are going,
this is awesome.
If you're going to the CrossFit Games and we're thinking about going to the RV park, there are still tickets available. All of these blue dots are still up for grabs to go to the RV park. But there's something really special about this one right there in the middle.
Right in the middle. That way,
right in the middle.
Fans, if you want.
Prime real estate.
Prime real estate. Breaking news. The Spin Family RV tour is heading to Fort Worth. So.
Dun, dun, dun.
There it is. If you want to.
Tyler, and Spin are all going to bunk in this RV, and we're going to throw a barbell spin party every night. And everybody's invited.
So there it is.
OG party on what's it usually on? Friday or Saturday. Ours will be on whatever day that's not on. We'll just have a party once a
party night. Yeah. So there you go.
My wife doesn't know about it, but she will.
It's gonna be weird. Anyway, come visit the Spin RV bus. So hopefully it'll
camping really is the best way to go. Or well, the RV is the best way to go.
So there you go. With that, I think we're done for the night.
Good show.
Right. So anyway, the Surpriser spots PC, they would be sold out in Madison. I was shocked that there are actually some left. So there's a whole bunch left. With that, we will see you next week, guys.